Psychoblack15012 asks, first off, he asks, have you seen Sailor Moon? If so, what's your opinion on it? Yeah, I've seen plenty of Sailor Moon, actually. Just a few months ago, when I was bored and I had no other anime to watch, a gal pal of mine actually said, oh, Sailor Moon's actually really cute. You might actually like it. And I decided, okay, might as well watch it. It's one of those classics. You have to have at least seen a little bit of Sailor Moon before you can say anything about it. So I didn't know what all the hype was about. I didn't know, well, whether it was truly as terrible or as good as I heard it was. And I'm kind of on the middle on it. For me, Sailor Moon kind of reminds me of those old Hanna-Barbera cartoons that you watched as a kid that are like, they're really crappy, but there's some kind of charm to them for some reason that draws you in. It's the same formula over and over and over again. You got this girl who's got magical powers and can turn into this Sailor Scout and, like, fight these evil people, and they've always got these really stupid plans, like taking over the world through pets. That was the one that really fascinated me, which is like, oh yes, our evil plan, we shall open up a pet store, and there will be pets that are so cute that they will take over the world and make the people who buy the pets into zombies, and then we can do something evil. I never got far enough into the plot to know if it actually, like, develops into some kind of Sailor Scout epic or something, but I doubt it. It kind of reminded me of, like, the same sort of formula you see in Scooby-Doo or anything else where it's like, from what I watched, I think I saw, like, the first 6 or 7 episodes, it's like the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I know there's a point where, like, a lot of drama happens, and, like, I think I heard, like, this is not a spoiler because I don't even know if this is true or not, but I heard things drastic, like, about people dying and, like, gets all emotional, but I don't really see that happening with what I had watched. Maybe I need to watch more, maybe it gets a little more in depth, but what I saw, it's cute, it's enjoyable, it's like I enjoy it from a cartoon perspective. I don't really look at it like as a real anime. That sounds terrible because it is an anime. It's a children's anime, but it's not something that, I'm going to sit down and, like, get really emotionally invested in. Like, if somebody makes fun of Sailor Moon, I'm going to make fun of it with them. I'm not so stuck up about the things that I like that I'm going to jump in and say, like, oh, you just don't understand Sailor Moon. There's, like, it's a great series and all that. No, Sailor Moon, there's so much in that show that's shitty. Let's be honest. Sailor Moon is not the most highest quality of mark. It's like Pokemon. People who defend Pokemon. It's like, you can say you like it, but it's basically a big cartoon that's trying to sell merchandise to little kids. That's what it is. That's what the whole Pokemon franchise is. There's some fun characters. It can be fun. It can be funny, but it's still an overblown advertisement. It's not anything else more than that. There's nothing more of all that much substance to it. His second question, Psycho Black's second question is, old school or new school Sonic? Oh, I am not going to get into this, because apparently there's, like, everything to do with Sonic, for some reason, starts a war. It sparks, like, I don't know what the hell it is. It's anything. Like, if somebody brings up something Sonic, there's different groups of people who like old school Sonic, but think the new school stuff sucks, and there's people who like the new school stuff, but think, like, that the old school are lame, and they're, like, fighting each other, and then there's, like, I don't understand. What is so important about this character that people fight over it? Maybe it's because I didn't get into the Sonic anime or, like, the Sonic cartoons. All I've done is I've played Sonic games. And lately, almost every single Sonic game has sucked. So, I don't have all that much emotional investment with the character, and you'd imagine I did, because I owned a Sega Genesis, and I loved everything Sonic the Hedgehog that came out for the Sega Genesis for the longest time there. I wanted a Dreamcast just to play Sonic Adventure. That was pretty much, he was my guy. He was my homeboy. But never once did I, like, talk about plots or which voice actor was better for Sonic. It didn't really matter to me. You know what's great about Sonic? He's blue, he wears shoes, and he runs fast. That's only, like, the 3 characteristics about Sonic that I really care about. You know what? If they made him look like Scarface, like, running around really fast with his shoes, I think that'd be a cool reinvention of Sonic. Let's have, like, Scarface running through the levels. Okay, picking up rings. Okay, it just doesn't matter that much to me. Like, if Sonic fell off the Earth by this point in time, I wouldn't, I'd probably be kind of bummed out because, like, oh, no more Sonic games. That's kind of a part of my childhood. But I wouldn't be all up in arms about this whole thing. But I'd honestly have to say, old school Sonic, definitely. I am a old school Sonic guy. I like the old school games. I like the old school style. The new school Sonic games, Sonic Adventures weren't all that bad. I'll just say that I didn't think they were good, but they were fun. The parts where Sonic is running really fast were fun. Like, anything else that's involved outside of Sonic running really fast was really boring. But other than that, the Sonic adventures are passable. Pretty much everything else involving Sonic, like, of the most recent years, I played a bit of Sonic Unleashed. That sucked. That sucked major. I can't understand. Like, there was this whole war about the IGN review. And I completely agree with the IGN review from what I had seen. I didn't even think the running fast parts were all that great. It's sort of like, why would you want to have Sonic... Half of your game is actually okay. Half of your game is Sonic running really fast. And it's not even Sonic really running fast as good as it could possibly be on a next-gen console. There's plenty of potential for 3D Sonic. It's just that I don't think anybody has really tapped into it yet. The closest that I've seen is the Sonic, like, Arabian Nights Wii game that I played. I actually thought that one was pretty decent. It's certainly a step up from Sonic Unleashed as far as the actual running stages were concerned. It wasn't really going all that fast, but there was this sense of chaos and this sense of old-school gameplay that I really appreciated. Well, with Sonic Unleashed, I don't see any sort of appeal in the running stages in that game. I was having a really hard time with the controls. There's a lot of cheap deaths, which I thought were completely unnecessary. Maybe I should play more of the running stages from that game, but I'm going to invest my time in games that, are actually worth playing. No offense to any Sonic fans out there, but your guy has been critically slammed for, like, the last 4 years. It's time to let go and admit to yourself that maybe Sega could do a hell of a lot better. Maybe you should stop giving them money until they do better. They're doing the 2D Sonic remake thing that's kind of along the lines of what they did with Mega Man and that kind of stuff, except it has HD graphics, and it's going to be this new 2D Sonic game. I'm not quite so sure what I think about that yet, to be quite honest. We'll have to see how it turns out, but it's kind of like, at this point I'm looking at it and I'm like, couldn't I just play old school Sonic? I mean, you can get the Sega Genesis compilation disc with the 4 or 5 classic Sonic games on there and play through those. I don't see why do we have to take a huge leap backwards in order to take a step forwards. I felt the same way with shoot, I'm gonna get trouble with this. I really am. I probably shouldn't even say this. The Mega Man one that came out that everybody was raving about. I don't understand what the appeal is. It's like you're playing the same exact sort of game that came out 10 years ago. I understand 20 years ago even with the Mega Man one. I think it was Mega Man 9 or Mega Man 10, the one that was released on the PSN and the Xbox 360 arcade. Why do you want to play something that... I understand the nostalgia appeal, and maybe it's one of those things. I was just never emotionally involved with Mega Man. It's not something that hits me right there. It's not something that I feel all that terribly warm and fuzzy about, but why would you want to play something that's frustrating, that looks like crap? I'm sorry, but when you're intentionally making a great game look crappy like an NES game, I don't understand. Why would you want to buy that? We are in a new generation now. If you want to play a game with crappy graphics, you go back and you pull out your N64, your NES, your Super Nintendo, whatever, dust it off, and you play old games with crappy graphics. I don't want to see new games with crappy graphics, and everybody's all like, oh, don't you like the nostalgic feel and the old sound effects? No, because if I wanted to feel nostalgic, I'd go back and play the old game. The entire point of the new generation is new experiences. If you're going to harken back to the old days and make a game that emulates the style of the old days, you don't have to, like, go all the way and, like, make it on $10 and make it look like crap, like the old games. You make it look good. You make it look fresh. Maybe use some of the old sound effects, but I'm coming in here to feel the nostalgia, but also to get something new. I don't want to play something that looks like some developer crapped it out during a summer vacation. I don't care that much. Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble. This is MPig, aka My Profile is Great, and I am signing out. Please don't hurt me, Mega Man fans. I really mean it. I love you. It's okay. It's okay that you like things that I do not. I am not accusing you. I am accusing your opinion on things. Not really, though. You can enjoy Mega Man. I really don't care.